COD Zombies has a lot of underrated wonder weapons. These are weapons that are given a ton of hate for dumb reasons. In this one today, we're going to rank the top 5 most underrated wonder weapons. So without a further ado, let's get right into it. Coming into our number 5 spot, we have the Crystal Axe. I feel people completely underestimate just how powerful this wonder weapon is. The Cerberus and the ray gun get all the attention in Cold War Zombies when it comes to wonder weapons that a lot of people forget about the other great wonder weapons that this game has to offer. The Crystal Axe might not be the best when it comes to killing zombies for super high rounds, but for doing the Easter egg, it is one of the best wonder weapons in all of Zombies, and is personally one of my favorites just because of how cool it is. I love how you can split it into 2 different weapons, and the fact that you can refill ammo and get a ton of points makes this one of the best wonder weapons for the lower rounds. The axe can also give you health, which only makes it more effective in the later rounds or when doing the Easter egg. The only reason I can't put this wonder weapon higher on the list is because it's never really been hated. A lot of people know of its existence and think it's a great wonder weapon, but I feel it's a bit underappreciated. Compared to other wonder weapons in Cold War, it's right below the Cerberus and ray gun in terms of overall power, and you could even make the argument that it's better. But compared to other wonder weapons in COD Zombies, I think the Crystal Axe is far above average, especially when it comes to doing the Easter egg. But whenever I hear someone talk about this wonder weapon, they either say it's slightly above average or even slightly below average because of the damage fall off. The Crystal Axe is almost like the Ray Gun Mark III in a sense, where it's one of the best wonder weapons of all time in the lower rounds, and I don't see people giving the Crystal Axe the same love, so for that, I had to put it at the number 5 spot. Moving into our number 4 spot, we have the Sniper Wonderwaff in Black Ops 4 Zombies. Now, this wonder weapon on paper is actually really good, but I see so many people put this as one of the top 10 worst wonder weapons in all of Zombies. And to be fair, there is one thing about this wonder weapon that I don't like, but to say that it's one of the worst is a bit much. For those of you who don't know how this wonder weapon works, it's basically a normal Wonderwaff, but in order to have the same effect as the Wonderwaff, where you kill a decent chunk of zombies in a chain reaction, you have to shoot them in the head. In every other game, this wouldn't be too much of an issue, but in Black Ops 4, where the zombies move at light speed in the later rounds, it can be very hard to use this wonder weapon effectively. It isn't as hard to use as the jet gun, but when it comes to wonder weapons that are high risk, high reward, I wouldn't say it's one of the best either. This wonder weapon isn't underrated because it's really good and gets a lot of hate, but instead I find it to be underrated because people are unwilling to use it effectively and will just write it off as being a bad wonder weapon, even if the stats say otherwise. And with a map like Togd or Toten, where you have the Helion Salvo and the Thunder Gun, this wonder weapon gets left behind really quickly. My aim is absolute trash when it comes to zombies, but when I use this wonder weapon, I don't feel overwhelmed or hopeless at any point. It just takes a bit more effort to use compared to other wonder weapons in the game. If you have good aim and are really good with ammo management, you can have a lot of success with this wonder weapon. So for that, I had to put it at the number 4 spot. Next up, coming into our number 3 spot, we have the Kraken on Voyage of Despair. Every time I hear someone complain about this wonder weapon, the only reason they seem to hate it is because they hate Voyage of Despair. Now, the Kraken may not be the best wonder weapon in all of Zombies, but it is far from one of the worst, and has some pretty unique factors about it. It is one of the only wonder weapons that you can regenerate ammo with, the only other ones being the Die variant and the Crystal Axe. The Crystal Axe and the Die variants are not hated, they might be slightly underrated, but for the most part they are loved by the community solely because of the maps that they're on and their overall effectiveness. The Kraken, on the other hand, gets so much hate and a lot of it isn't justified. This wonder weapon has a ton of ammo and you can constantly switch between different variants and refill the ammo after switching between different types. This makes the Kraken really interesting as it prevents the player from getting bored of it really quickly. What I don't like about this wonder weapon is that some of the variants are much weaker than the others. The fire variant is really bad compared to every other variant, and the ice variant is only used for the Easter egg. And yet again, you're playing on Black Ops 4, so every wonder weapon gets outshined by the Helion Salvo regardless. I don't think that the Kraken is as bad as people say it is. For me, I think it's mid, and in some situations it can be slightly above average, but to say that it is one of the worst wonder weapons of all time is completely wrong. The Kraken might not be one of the best wonder weapons, but it is far from the worst and gets a lot of unnecessary hate for stupid reasons. So for that, I have to put it at the number 3 spot. Coming into our number 2 spot, we have the Ray K from Black Ops Cold War. These last few wonder weapons that we are going to discuss on the list are weapons that are hated for dumb reasons, but are actually really good and are some of the best in all of zombies. The Ray K is one of those weapons, and it gets a ton of hate solely because of the map that it's on. People don't like Firebase Z, and as such, people tend to not like the Ray K, even though it is statistically one of the best variants of the ray gun that we have ever seen. On paper, it is better than the base ray gun, the Ray Gun Mark III and Mark II. It functions similarly to the Ray Gun Mark III, but it can kill zombies for a much longer period of time. Even with this information, people will give praise to every other ray gun variant and completely trash on the Ray K. The only downside to the Ray K is the fact that they nerfed the time it takes to switch between the 2 ammo variant types, but even with this nerf, it is still an incredibly effective wonder weapon. The normal shot is really solid at taking out mini bosses and the Ordas at the later rounds, and when it comes to the bomb ability, using both ammo types, it can kill zombies into the later rounds and is only bad against the mimics. Put this wonder weapon on any other map in Cold War zombies and it will perform really well and probably be loved a lot more. I used to hate this wonder weapon a lot, but after using it and looking at the stats, I can comfortably say that it is one of the most underrated wonder weapons and is deserving of the number 2 spot. And moving into our number 1 spot, we have the Tundra Gun from Black Ops 4 Zombies. In the past, I have done 2 videos ranking every wonder weapon in zombies, and in each of these videos, I have put the Tundra Gun as one of the worst wonder weapons of all time. And boy, have I been wrong. Now, to be fair, this wonder weapon on launch was complete garbage, but weeks after TOG released, they buffed this wonder weapon and it is now really good. I still don't like it as much as some of the other really good wonder weapons because it inflicts damage to the player if they don't have PhD, but I no longer hate this wonder weapon. It has a lot of ammo and does a ton of damage. It is also very dependent on the situation because, like I said before, you can harm yourself with this wonder weapon, and you also have to be really close to the zombies in order to kill them. If you're able to use this wonder weapon properly, it can get you really far. But yet again, you're playing on Black Ops 4, so you're most likely going to use the Helion Salvo to kill the zombies and the normal Thunder Gun to keep yourself safe. The Tundra Gun fits well into the map aesthetically, but when it comes down to picking one of the wonder weapons on this map, most will pick up the Thunder Gun and the Helion Salvo. Overall, the Tundra Gun is the most underrated wonder weapon in zombies because not many people know about the buff it received later on in the game's life cycle, and many people don't use the wonder weapon to begin with because of the downside of dealing damage to the user and because of the better options that you have on Togged or Toten. If you give this wonder weapon a try, you will quickly see just how effective it can be, so for that, I have to put the Tundra Gun at the number 1 spot. Anyways guys, it's going to wrap up the video for today. If you did enjoy, leave a like, subscribe, do all that, leave your comments down below if you want to see me do any other type of content. Check down the description as well for more zombie related videos, and yeah, I got nothing much else to say, so peace.